Are you ready? Because he's ready. It's Master Jeff, martial arts expert, instructor extraordinaire, and general clown. He's not afraid of coronavirus. He's not afraid of the bad guys. Master Jeff is not afraid of anything.
No, that is not a back stance. Hi, how you doing, guys? I was just trying to help Bob here qualify, but he can't get his back stance correct. Okay, seriously, folks, here's the deal. Don't depend on anyone. If you depend on somebody for your money, let's say, you can do that, but then the money they give you is as good as it's ever going to get. That's all you're ever going to get. If you depend on Sensei Miguel to show you your forms, then that's as good as it's going to get. Maybe Mr. Miguel's not there. So what do you do then? Maybe I'm not there. So what do you do then? And what happened in the beginning when there were no forms? You ever think about that? Who qualified the first person? That first person just went out and made up the forms. So my point is, if you guys, let me back up. The point is, what you guys can do to greatly increase, exponentially increase your odds of qualifying is simply use the tools that are already in your toolbox. But it seems like every time I try to qualify somebody, they're doing stuff wrong that I've already showed them. And I've heard Sensei Miguel show them. And I have seen Master Settle show them. And I know that Master Michelle shows them too. So I wonder what gives. So today, I'm going to spell it out for you. And if you look down there in the description of the videos, I even put a link to the video page. You scroll down there. Yes, the live streams are at the top. You keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. You'll see 1-minute lessons. I went through the trouble today of refreshing and reproducing and redoing the how to make a front stance, how to make a back stance, how to make a horse stance. I think 80% of the people out there, if you watch those videos and make them into your new life, most of you are going to qualify right there, right off the bat. Just watch the videos, do the stances correctly, crank them in, lock them in, and that's the way you do your stances from now on. You never change. You always do them like that. Number 2. On that same page, scroll down on this, not quite as far, I went through the trouble of making a fundamentals of basic 1, fundamentals of basic 2, all the way, I think, through to Basai. All the way to, there might even be some fundamentals of black belt forms. Watch those things. How many times have you watched them? And that's a rhetorical question because I can't hear you anyway. How many times have you watched those videos? If you were really serious about it, you would have watched them so many times you'd have them memorized. And then you practice those things. And then you go and you watch the videos online. Zoe's got videos on their YouTube channel. Seven, Ezra have videos on the YouTube channel. Sensei Ashley has videos up there. I have videos up there. Basic 1 all the way through, I think, to Elio or something. They're all up there. So if you can't find them on the website, they're on the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel so you get notified. So everybody who's a subscriber to the channel, they knew today that I uploaded 3 new videos. So they're like, oh, look at this, how to make a front stance. So subscribe to the freaking channel. Just go down there and hit the subscribe button. It's that easy. However you're logged in, it'll go to that account. Whatever text or whatever is associated with that, you get notified. So you get serious about this stuff, you be accountable to yourself. What happens if I get hit by a bus and die? I don't want that to happen, God forbid, but sooner or later I will. So I wrote down some things that have happened in my life. This is not to brag, this is to hold myself accountable and show you that I'm doing what I'm asking you to do. So let's see here. This was kind of a good distraction. Back in the 90s, my band got a record deal. We started recording our first album and got a very busy on-the-road performance schedule. You know what I did? I kept training. If I was on the road during a class night, I would stand in the back of the U-Haul truck or in the hotel or go out in the yard in the back of the club, whatever I had to do, but I did my class time. I practiced the tools that were already in my box. I mastered the front stances, etc. My mom died. It totally crushed me. She died over a spring break, so yay, what a fun spring break for me. You know what I did? I kept practicing. I kept training. After the funeral, the funeral was on a Saturday. That Monday, I went to class. I kept going. Lost my job and a divorce left me homeless. Literally, didn't have a place to stay. One of the guys in my Aikido class let me stay in his house. I can't really credit myself with keeping on training. His name's Steve Matthews. He saw me moping around on the couch, all depressed. Oh, I got a divorce. Oh, I don't have a place to live. He looks at me for a second. He walks back to his bedroom. And he comes back with a boken. Defend yourself! And so I dove off the couch and he kept swinging at me and I picked up a boken and started blocking. We ended up out in the front yard sparring with a couple of bokens. Needless to say, I went to class, the next class, and I kept on training. I moved to Miami, away from all support. What happens if you move to another town, man? You're not at your dojo anymore. You're not with your instructor anymore. The very first night after I unloaded the U-Haul, I took my butt into the backyard and I went over all my forms. And then I continued to do that every other night, just like a Taekwondo training schedule. Every other night I'd go out there, and then every other day I would do physical exercise. But I was not going to stop. I'll be damned if I was going to stop, so I just kept going. Next thing you know, I said, well, you know what? I might as well be sharing this with somebody. So I started doing it in the park. One person joined. Next thing you know, we had like 5. The next thing you know, we went to UM and used a frat house over there for like a couple of years. That's where I met Master Kamara. Next thing you know, we have a dojo. Next thing you know, here's South Miami Taekwondo. Nobody did that. I did that because I kept going with no support. I didn't depend on anybody. Had I depended on Master Waserza, then that's as far as I could get. I wasn't with her anymore. If I depended on Master Waserza, that was the end of the road. I depended on myself. I recognized that I love her and I rely on her for information and encouragement. She's got an expiration date too, bro. You know, or maybe I moved to Miami. So she's about helping the Taekwondo. My training is about me. Yours is about you. Big fight with Master Waserza. Speaking with Master Waserza, I'm in Miami. We had a big fight. I don't even remember what it was now. I ended up slamming the phone down so hard I smashed my finger. I kept training. Eventually, we worked it out, obviously, because we're going strong since then, but I worked it out. Hurt my back so badly that the doctor said I would never walk normally again and I would probably never run, and Taekwondo, martial arts, was definitely 100% out of the question. Here I am, folks. The day I could get out of bed, I brought my butt over to this dojo right here and I started walking around the mat, letting my right leg re-educate my left leg on how to make a normal gait when I walk. Next thing you know, a few months later, I'm jogging. A few months later, I'm running. Now, I can tell that my left leg kicks a little differently than my right one, but here I am. I kept training. I lost our first dojo over a weekend. I had a bitter dispute with the landlord. My ex-partner had gone ways, and the landlord, his story was that we owed him 20 grand or something. Where am I going to get 20 grand? So he booted us out. So me and Kristen, a bunch of the other guys, we found this place, loaded a bunch of crap and put in a bunch of pickups, and we came over here. In the meantime, while we're setting this place up, I trained in my freaking yard. Me, it's about me, not about the dojo. If I depend on the dojo, that building we used to have, then that's as good as it gets. That's as far as it goes. No, I kept training. And now coronavirus? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're going to have to wake up early in the morning and do a lot better job than that if you want to knock this old cowboy off his horse. And I want you to get the same attitude. So, you want to qualify. First thing we do is exercise. If you guys want to exercise with me, you may, but you don't have to. So let's start off with let's start off by bowing in. Chuddy up. Get the hayo. Net. Puddle. Move down. God, please help us to realize that life is life at our expense. Any help that we get along the way, that's gravy. That is trimming on the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree itself is us. In Jesus' name, amen. Let's face the old man, attention bow. And somewhere out there is Sensei Miguel. Let's bow to him, a virtual bow, and into our black belt right here. And Master 7, or Mr. 7, come on in here. Let's bow our black belt in. Sir, good to see you. And let's do some jumping jacks. Ready, set, rocket. Hana, duel, set, net, toss it, yes, yoga, you do. A hop, you'll double time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, half time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Running in place. Just a little job. Running in place. Nothing better than running in place. And let's pick up the pace a little bit. Hands out like this. And let's touch our knees. And running in place. And now let's kick yourself on the butt. And running in place. And stop. Okay, Angel. Choose a leg. I'll let you choose any leg you want and stretch it out. That's how crazy we're getting today. And let's switch feet. And let's shake them out, shake them out. And let's stand it up. Now I'm going to check and see if anybody has bailed on us. No, we have 23 people. And that, ladies and gentlemen, makes me happy. 22, 23. Don't leave. I saw you just try to leave. Don't try to leave on me. Okay, now listen. We're going to start from the fundamentals. If you listen to me today, you'll qualify to test. But if you have the attitude, what? Front stance, I already know how to do a front stance, then you're on your own, bro. You're on your own. You may qualify, you may not. If you know what you're doing, you know it all, then go ahead. If it were me, I would listen. So we're going to go back to the very basics. You will find this exact lesson on the videos that I made today, the links for which are on that page in the description in this very video right here. So we start off, feet together. Then you step out, shoulder width apart. Conveniently, I put a piece of tape that happens to be shoulder width. Now, you step forward 3 foot lengths. 1, 2, 3. Don't roll your eyes at me. If you listen to me, you will qualify. If you don't, you're on your own. Check out the back toes. They're still straight. Now you bend your knee until it hides your toes. That is a front stance, ladies and gentlemen. Note, my body is still square with you, right? Let's do it from the side. Feet together, shoulder width apart. Now 3 foot lengths forward. 1, 2, don't move that back foot. 3. Now I bend my knee until it hides my toes. That is a front stance. Note, my body is still square. Note, my back toes are still straight. You have about 70% on your bent knee, your front knee, about 70% of your weight, about 30% of your weight on the back. I've never gotten a scale out and a couple of scales and seen if that's really what's going on, but that's the idea anyway. Now, that's how to stand in a front stance. We have to move in a front stance in the form. The way you do that Do your same thing together, shoulder width, 1, 2, 3, bend your knee. Okay, great. Now to move in the front stance, I bring my feet together, and this foot here, I leave it straight, and I move forward. And now I hide my toes with this knee. For the next one, I bring it forward. I keep these toes straight, and I hide my toes with my knee. And there we go, walking in a front stance. So here we go again. Front stance. And right here, keep your knees bent. Notice my head is staying one level. Just like that. Very good, 7. Very good, Zoe. There's your front stance. Now, put that in your pipe and smoke it to the butt. Wait, if you're smoking a pipe, I don't guess there is a butt. But you get the idea. Okay, so a back stance. For a back stance, we're going to stand once again with our feet together. Then we're going to turn one of them 90 degrees, where you have a perfect L. A perfect L like this. Once again, we're going to go 3 foot lengths forward. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to bend both knees, but your back knee a little bit more. The weight distribution here is 60, 40. My feet are 90 degrees. Not 85 and not 92. They're 90. Let's try it the other way. 90 degrees, 3 foot lengths forward. 1, 2, 3. Bend both knees. A little bit more on the back. 60, 40. There we go. Your back stance. Note, body is square this way. Let's do it from the side. So here we are, feet together. One turns 90 degrees. 3 foot lengths. 1, 2, 3. I bend both knees, the back knee a little bit more, 60, 40. Now let's talk about moving forward in a back stance like in Pyongan 2. And I saw this, if you're out there, Jubilee, I saw this with you yesterday where you were kind of going all over the place. Here's your fix, sister. I hope you're watching. So we have our 45. We've done the beginning, the middle blocks out. We're just done the beginning. Bang, bang, like that. Side kick ready. We kick, and we do a middle block. So when we're going down this line, see the blue line? That's my line. Middle block. Feet come together, and I'm straight down the line. Middle block. Feet come together. Straight down the line, middle block. If I were to keep going, straight down the line, middle block. All right? Okay, there's front stance, back stance, and how to use them. Horse stance. Feet together. Shoulder width apart, and one more shoulder width apart. So now you got 2 shoulder widths, and notice the middle shoulder width is right in the middle. Then I bend both knees. Note the angle of my feet. They're like widespread equal signs. Not little boy go pee in the woods. Not little boy go pee in the woods. No, bring Bob over here. I'm going to hit him in the head again. No, I'm just kidding. So get those toes straight, bro. Like that. Straight like railroad tracks, bend your knees. Let's look at it from the side. 1 shoulder width. 2 shoulder width. Bend your knees. Now, a lot of people will think, oh, I need to be down low for my horse stance. So see where my head is? Their head stays there, but their butt comes up. Oh, that feels better on my legs, but now look at my butt sticking out. 7's like, don't stick your butt toward me. Back straight, bend your knees. Not bend over, bend your knees. Notice, back is straight up and down. Walking forward in a horse stance, same thing. Feet come together. I move straight forward. Feet come together, move straight forward, a la basic 3. So there are your 3 basic stances. You guys practice those. Basically what I did right here is those 3 videos. If you don't want to rewatch the stream, fine, go click on the video page, scroll down to the 1-minute lessons, and watch those bad boys. You get that? Dude, you'll probably qualify. Most of you I saw would probably qualify if you just got those. Now, Let's look at the mid-level forms. Most people have their basic 1, 2, and 3. We're going to omit those today. So we're going to jump straight to Pyongan 1. First, let's just watch these black belts do Pyongan 1. So why don't you guys start here and here. Right there. So let's just watch them first and see what we see. Chumi. If you're at home, watch them. Don't chat. Don't roll your eyes. Oh, I already know. Don't do it. Just watch. I'm watching. Been doing it 30 years. I'm watching. Pyongan 1, please. Sit up. Puddle. Show. Very nice. All right, what I saw was some real focus, real emphasis on getting good stance, probably because they saw their dad busting Bob upside with the head with a stick while ago, so they're like, we better get our stances right, bro. All right, let's have them do it on the count and take a look. Watch. Chumi. And Hana. So right off the bat, they both stepped into shoulder width apart. Whoever's trying to qualify them is already going, yeah, okay, this is somebody I want to watch. 2. Watch this next move, how they complete their down block with a solid, committed front stance, shoulder width apart. Only then do they proceed to the hammer fist. 3. You see that? Once again, your qualifying teacher is going to go, wow, I'm liking this. Note how their feet are like little miniature back stances, right? Perfect 90 degrees. 4. Now, watch on this next move, they complete and commit to that down block. You could snap a photo and put it on Taekwondo magazine. Only then do they proceed with the outside block. Hana! Did you see your photo moment? It was there. Do. Set. Net. And 7 back up. Once you hit the blue line, you're off the camera. Hana. Do. Set. Notice the knees are still bent. Notice their heads are staying right at the same level as they go along. Watch their heads. Net. See, the heads are not moving. Look, the same level. 1. And then 1. 2. See, their heads are not bobbing up. I've got my hand on the screen, guys, so your head is like tracing my hand on the screen. 3. Now, watch on these back stances, the back stance down block, how they reach for the sky and then slam it down and then check out their back stances. Let's see if they're perfect 90-degree feet. Hana! And 7, raise your hands all the way up for that chamber. Yes, sir. Notice the 90-degree feet. Do. And then right here, 45 degrees means 45 degrees. It doesn't mean 90. It doesn't mean 42. It doesn't mean 38. 45 degrees. Just like that. Corner to corner. Set. Net. Good. Paddle. And show. So you come to Zoom class, your Pyongan 1 looks like that. Mr. Miguel is going to trip over himself, blasting you out an email that says, congratulations, you've qualified. But those fundamentals, those things that are so easy to roll your eyes at, what front stance, I can do a front stance. What do you mean reach for? I always reach for the guy. No, you don't. Just assume you don't and go over it and hit it again. Let's point out one more little detail. Any open hand technique, whether it be a middle block or a down block, the supporting hand is right here. It's level as if you were holding a cup of tea. So the down block, the middle block, this hand's in the same place. From behind, I don't know if you can see, you should be able to see both my fingers and my elbow. Fingers and elbow. from behind because it's right in the middle. If you can see right there, I'm getting this hand out of the way. See how my elbow is visible to the black belts back there and my fingertips? Not here, not here. Now they can't see my elbow. You want it right there. Get your hand right there for either one of those. Once again, mark it down. Practice it 1,000 times. You come in there looking like that, you're going to qualify, bro. Okay, let's move on to Pyongan 2. And let me check the chat and see if anybody has any questions. Hi, John. Oh, brother, Master John is here. We better step it up, guys, and start looking sharp. Hello, it's David Bora. Right. Yes, notice Master Settles. Master Settles is here. He's been doing Taekwondo like half his freaking life. Here he is. He's going over this stuff. I guarantee you, wherever he is, he's not rolling his eyes saying, I know how to do a front stance. I know how to do. No, man. You just assume you don't. And if you do know it, you do it again and again and again for 10 years, for 30 years, and you keep doing it. If you listen to me, you'll qualify. Okay, we're going to bump on down to Pyongan 2. So let's just have these guys go over it and see what we see. To me, and remember, guys, once you get like 2 inches from the blue tape and you disappear off the camera, okay? You guys scoot over to the middle. No, this way, Seven. So you're both splitting the middle. There you go. So Pyongan 2, please. Seats up. Middle block, Sally. Puddle. And short. Good. Okay, before they even get started, I'm going to take a page from one of Master Settle's books, one of the earlier classes he did when I stayed just for tech support, and it ended up being so good that I just stayed and watched the whole class. But once again, I've been doing this 30 years, bro. Master Settles is my, quote, student. We're more like peers now, but we both respect the other. And when he's talking, dude, I listen, bro. Even though I've been doing this 30 years, I could roll my eyes and go, I know Pyongan 2. I didn't, because the stuff he was saying was really cool. Maybe I'll learn one little something he's doing slightly differently. Or at the very, very least, it just reinforces that Pyongan 2. That's the difference in somebody been doing it 10 years and somebody who'd been doing it 10 minutes. Okay, so first thing before we even start with reviewing these guys, these blocks here. I'm not even going to get into the details about how you make this work. I did in one of the live streams, and so did Master Settles, like one of the earlier ones. That's not even important right now. The main thing is you end up here, 90 degrees, and you end up here in a high block. Not over here, not right there in a high block. And most definitely don't come in a dive like this. You cross your arms like that. And if you end up here, you're going to be fine. This next one is the big kicker for most people. You see a lot of this. And you're thinking, well, where's the punch? Where's the block? What is he doing? Or did somebody bind him like this so he couldn't get away? Folks, this is a straitjacket right here. Look at this. Look at it for a minute. This is a straitjacket. They take you to the crazy loony bin with your arms strapped like this. Yet I see people, Pyongan 2, straitjacket. Right? No. What you can do is just get rid of this for a minute. This is going to come down here and it's going to shoot out. It's a back fist. I mean, it's an uppercut. Or like an upside down punch, you get Bob right there. Look, it's shooting. It's shooting, kapah, like that. That's the main thing that's happening. Now, when you add this in, you're going to see that if I'm up under here, how in the heck is this going to do anything? It's not. Get this out of the way and do something. And look, I'm not breaking my back stance. It's here. It's doing something, right? It's having an effect. Now, where can I put this hand and just get it out of the way? Right here. And look, I can still move. Not this way, right? Get this nice and tight in there and punch it right there. So if you can make this high block here drop down and rifle forward, you can do whatever you want with this hand. There's only so many places you can put this so that this one can get busy and jack that guy's jaw. So we're here for the double block. We drop, just get it out of the way. Kapah! And you punch with this hand. Now you can see from here up, I'm twisting, I'm corkscrewing. But look, from here down, it's locked, right? Like that. And then I pull this one back and punch. And think about it. Use your logic. I saw somebody, I forget who it was, it doesn't matter. I see a lot of people do it. They pull this foot back. Now what's happening? If you look where my fist is, I chamber and I punch. Look what's happening to my fist. It's not even moving because I'm chambering with the wrong foot. Can you see my fist? Compare my fist with the backdrop back there. It's not even moving. So the person, come over here, Zoe. So here's the bad guy I'm hitting. Ooh, I'm going to rear back and I'm going to hit you. Nothing happened because I stepped back faster than my hand was going forward, right? So pick up the other foot and just use logic there. Just use mechanics logic. Now, had Zoe been standing there and I pulled like this, now compare my fist with the banner back there. Now my fist is shooting forward, not only with the strength of my arm and my twist, but with my step. So one, chamber it back, get it out of the way, jack them up. And then pull this one back and this front foot so that your step is feeding your punch. And the same thing on the other side. So that's a little detail of Pyongan 2. That's a hang-up point. So if you can rewind this live stream like 20 times, study that, get it right, you'll qualify, dude. But most people, they come here and then straight jacket, and nobody knows what they're doing. Master Settles is like, dude, do you need me to untie you? Okay, got black belts back here. Let's do it on the count. Let's go over to 7. To me, let's go on the count. And ha! Now here comes the punch with these hands. Let's see how they do. Look! You see how they're jacking that jaw? Set! And see how their steps went with their punches. Ha! Do! Set! Ha! Okay, let's freeze right there. Let's real quick with the side kick ready. One way that you can tickle your qualifying instructor to death and just make them happy and they might just qualify you on the spot is bending your freaking knees, bro. I know it's hard on a side kick ready, so you just exercise it. You guys got nothing to do. It's coronavirus, bro. You guys don't touch the table. It bumps the camera. So look, just bend your knee. This knee here, it's bent. I don't know if you can tell. It's bent. See that knee? It's bent. Do not laugh at my hairy legs. The leg is bent. Look at that. It's bent. You see how it's bent? And the other foot is resting right inside on the calf, right? And you just have to, sooner or later, you just have to work your legs and do it. I understand it burns your quads. So burn them. If you keep burning them, then you'll get used to it. And you'll be able to stand like this all day while you're in line at Publix. Your mom's buying stuff. You're like, whoa, goodness, it's time to go. Okay, come on, Mom, let's go. So just bend them. Just bend them. Okay, guys, quick, hurry back. Let's do our side kick ready. Do. Okay, middle block. And remember what I talked about, going straight down the line with your back stances, Jubilee. Everybody else, let's see if they do it. 1, straight down the line. 2, straight down the line. 3, Kia.
Hi, hi.
Hana. Do. And I don't know if you can tell, but their hands are right across their tummy. Both techniques. Here, hand goes right there. Set. Look. Fingertips. Elbow. Tyson. And here's another little tricky place. 1, punch, block. Duel. Kick, punch, block. Set. Kick, punch, freeze. Net. T-block. Hana. Turn, double leg outside. Duel. Good. Remember, 45 means 45. Go look it up in your geometry dictionary. It's corner to corner instead of wall to wall. Set. Net. And puddle. Short. Master Settles also did a very good dissertation on these punch blocks. And you could do them like this and then use both hands. You could do that and you will really impress Master Settles. But even if you do this and you do it sharp, you're going to pass. But you got to get that part right. So many green belts I see, here they are, they're coming right here, and they're like, no, this hand, block, no, this hand, then here, then kick, and then, no, this hand. Dude, you just got to get it. You just have to watch the video 1,000 times. You can take this live stream right here and rewind it 1,000 times. I'm going to do it coming this way. So you can get yourself to this place, do the little minute markers. Here's the way it goes. So you got your middle block. Punch, block. Kick, punch, block. Kick, punch, freeze. T-block. There it is. It's not that complicated. All you have to do is do that part 1,000 times until you get it right. With the correct stances we talked about earlier, you will qualify. First time. Okay, let's hit ping on 3. Ooh, Trainer Pikachu retracted his chat. What did he say about old Master Yefu that he felt the need to retract it? All right, coming on 3 to me. Let's just watch and see how they do. Seats up. Very nice, guys. And short. Very nice, very nice. You might say number 1, second-degree black belts, no wonder. Well, how do you think they got to be second-degree black belts? They didn't get their black belts, and then all of a sudden their ping-on 3s look like that. They got them on 3rd degree. Yeah, 7's a 3rd degree. How do you think you get anywhere? How do you think you get to 7th degree? You don't get to 7th degree, and then your forms look good, and that gets you to 3rd degree, 7th degree, whatever. The second thing you might say is, oh, instructor's kids. Master Jeff shows them the secret back fists at night. No, I don't. But I tell you how being the instructor's kid does help, and you can do the same thing. The way being the instructor's kid helps is that is all we do. We come to the dojo like every day. Zoe has done every live stream for the last 2 weeks. She helps me with Dragon's class. She comes in here for the big class too. Before the coronavirus breakout, she comes to the homeschool things and helps me because that's just what our family's doing. These kids, they do Taekwondo like every night, basically. And 7, sometimes he gets sick of it. His thing is in basketball now, but he comes. He just comes 3, 4, 5 times a week. 7, how many do you do? How many classes do you do at Pace? 2?
4.
You do 4 Taekwondo classes at Pace?
4 classes, but I do 2 Taekwondo classes.
Okay, so 7 does 2 Taekwondo classes at Pace. He does 2 at Agape. 7's done 4 classes before he even gets to the dojo. Then how many classes do you do at the dojo?
Like here?
Yeah, like 2 a week. You do black belt class and what, 1 or 2 others?
I think like 2, 3 a week.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So 7's doing 6, 7 classes a week because he's just there. And Zoe, she's a little bit more into it. I bet she does 8, 9, 10 classes a week because she's just there. She just does it. It's not because the instructor gives them anything extra. It's because life just points them toward being here. They come to the same classes you do. They just come to more of them. And they see the same exact things you do. They just see it more times. Like I'm telling you, probably things you've heard before. Some people's tendencies to roll their eyes. Some people go, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Like when Master Settles had his class, I watched, I did not roll my eyes. I went, wow, here's another way of looking at this. It's really cool. So that, and yeah, being an instructor's kid, it does just put them in the position to be here more, but it gives them nothing secret, nothing extra. They come to the same dojo classes. They're here. 27 people are out there. So these 27 people, I'm preaching to the choir. So you just come to class. Let's look at some details really quickly, guys, of Pyongan 3.
547.
Yeah, hurry quickly, hurry quickly. So Chumi and Hana.
What did he do?
Pyongan 3. All right, one little check is that whatever hand is blocking, it's going to be the one that ends up. Just like it's up now, it'll end up when you get done here. 2, it's still up, it's up. It switches, it's up. So if you get mixed up, just whatever hand you were blocking with, put it up. 3, 4. Good. And another thing you can do is once you've done this basic 3 block, freeze it. Freeze it as you step up. Just freeze it, get acclimated, get used to this position. And you're still in your block, see. You're in your block, just leave it as you get acclimated, whatever. Now you boom, boom. And then it's easy. Your hands end up in the right place. See block. And then right here, see the way Zoe's foot is right near the seam in the mat? Zoe, go ahead. Spear hand turn. Right, she even came this way a little bit, which is pretty amazing. Most people end up going way off over that way because they don't turn enough. 7, go.
Hi.
Good. Dual. Up and turn. And let's freeze right there, guys. Take a break. Master Settles also did like a treatise on this, but it merits another repeat. We don't swing our whole leg like this because, as Master Settles said, these hip flexors here are very delicate muscles. You're not going to get any power like that. You're going to hurt your knee. You're going to hurt your hip. What happens is the knee barely makes a little arc, and then the shin comes up and whips a bigger arc, like so. So it's whipping around. Look at the knee. The knee stayed about right here, see. And then the shin went out and made the arc, like that. And then I've still got plenty of room left for that elbow strike. So you think of it as a whipping motion instead of a great big body motion. You whip your leg through, then it's easy to save some back for your elbow, right? And that's the way you come down the middle. Okay, it's about time to go, but the main thing here is not so much the material we covered today, but the concepts. If you allow yourself to depend on something or someone else, then that is as good as it's going to get. If you take life by the horns and depend on yourself, the possibilities are endless. Now, I'm not saying don't rely on people. I'm not saying don't accept help from people. Yes, that's why you come to the dojo, to get some guidance. You look at Master Settles. You learn from watching him. You come to me, I'll talk to you. You can learn from listening to me. But you don't depend on Master Settles. You don't depend on me. You do your taekwondo, and we help you. I do my taekwondo. Master Waserza helps me. Master Settles helps me. Miguel helps me. Every one of you guys help me. But it's my taekwondo. If I move to Alaska and, God forbid, never see any of you again, old Master Jeff is still going to be training. I might go somewhere where taekwondo is outlawed. That's okay. Maybe it's the end of the world comes, God forbid, and we're in this post-apocalyptic thing, and there's Lila Cruz, and she doesn't have an instructor who's going to show me the rest of my forms. Dude! Who showed anybody any forms in the beginning? Who showed anybody the first form? Make them up. If you want to do taekwondo, you can even go so far as to make up your own forms, make up your whole system. People do it all the time. So that's the main takeaway from today. So you use these tools that myself, Master Settles, Master Michelle, Miguel, that we've all been giving you. You get those tools in your toolbox and you master them. You master that front stance, the back stance, the horse stance, the vocabulary on these forms. Again, I put the link to our video page right down in the description. Go to that video page and memorize it. Memorize the layout. Look over it until you memorize the order it's in. Then you go through and watch the videos until you've memorized everything in the videos. And then I would love it if somebody would come to me and say, Master Jeff, you know, I've memorized everything on that video page. You need to get some fresh videos. You know, and the Leon brothers, I think, are on their way to doing just that. Okay, so that's my sermonette for today, guys. Use the tools that are in your toolbox. Master them. Get these techniques. Study the videos. You're not going to have one or two, three tops chance to qualify this time. So do your homework. Watch this video. Go watch Mr. Miguel's class next. Watch Master Settles. Come to all these classes, then practice on your own. Then when you get in those Zoom classes, be ready. The first time, slam dunk it, qualify. Let's bow out of here, guys. There are your flags right over there on your screen. Quickly hurry, quickly hurry. Chitty up. Quickly the high out. Kimnet. Puddle. Welcome. God, thank you. Please help us to remember that life is life at our expense. In Jesus' name, amen. Let's face Master Settles and Mr. Cordoba out there somewhere. Attention bow. Let's face our black belts here. Attention bow. And of course the old man. Attention bow. And now it is time
Someone did a magic.
to say, see you later.
This has been a South Miami Taekwondo live stream with Master Jeff. Avoid practicing the techniques you learn in live stream with Master Jeff while drunk, stoned, sloshed, tipsy, buzzed, blotto, slammed, plowed, jolly, play-eyed, hammered, wasted, inebriated, or otherwise intoxicated. Watching live stream with Master Jeff, you acknowledge the possibility of and waive all liability for hematoma, laceration, occipital fracture, broken nose, acute mandibular dislocation, strained wrist, hyperextended elbow, broken ribs, bruising, or bleeding, tears, sprains, fractures, dislocated shoulder, or concussion. All rights reserved. Unauthorized presentation and publication strictly prohibited.